coaches will speak to how easy they have been to work with, how diligent, how courteous, how quick they've been to respond to things, and how much value I think we're loading in here for $100 is unprecedented. I've been to clinics across the world. Bree for about 6 years. We're real good friends. I call Bree a truth over harmony type of coach. She tells it like it is, and that's the only way she knows.
That's true.
I think she's an incredible motivator and an incredible teacher. Her depth of fundamentals here has got me more interested in learning more about how to teach well. And every time that I've seen her team play, I've never seen the team not buy into the way that she wants to play. Hence why the session we picked for tonight is for her to talk about how she gets her teams to work hard, because every team that I've seen play of hers, they're constantly battling, they're scrapping, they're getting after it. And I think that's one thing that maybe not everybody knows how to. I know I would like to improve that myself. So Bree's had an incredible career at the U of R. She's a national champ. She's in the University of Regina Sports Hall of Fame, and she's currently the Saskatchewan U15 women's high performance coach, and she also teaches volleyball and
Yeah.
famous anything.
No, that's good.
So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for coming. We'll get going for the Bree Burgess right now. Okay.
Okay, thanks, buddy.
Thanks.
That was really nice.
Yep.
Okay, I think I agree with Tanner. I don't want to spend too much time talking about Tanner, even though he wants it that way. I've been to a clinic. I got to sit on some UConn, University of Connecticut women's basketball practices, but like that's a huge chunk out of your pocket, right? So for $100, this variety of different presenters, I think kudos to you, because we are all busy, and I have some friends who aren't coming, and I'm like, we're all busy. But if you're going to coach for 5 months for more than 1 year, help your players by becoming a better coach, right? And even though you've been coaching for 5-10 years, I always think the game's always changing. We always want our players to learn and change, but we as coaches, we're like, oh no, I know how to coach basketball, I'm good. No, you don't. It's changing. You got to change with it. And I think that's a gift that you can give your players. So kudos for coming out. Let's get right to it. Okay, so I'm going to start it with, I try and get my players to buy into saying, I love to compete instead of I love to win. Because I think winning, you can measure that based on the scoreboard, but I have lost games and enjoyed coaching them more than winning games by 40 and coaching those ones. I find those, like, you don't need me if you're winning by 40. Is it good? I don't really need the mic, just for the record. So I try and get my players to learn and use the saying in the tape in their brain is like, I love to compete, not I love to win. But we all agree that winning's more fun. So let's put that out there. Okay, so I got kind of 3 keys that I'm going to go over to that I think is like what helps me get my team to work hard. They're going to tell you what I think I struggle with as a coach, with my coaching philosophy, like where I run into problems, because no coaching philosophy is perfect. And then I've got some players, I've asked some of the girls that I've coached in the past, so they know me. And then we're all going to do 3 of my favorite drills. So you're going to get 3 of my favorite drills. They're all defensive orientated. And then I'm going to really pick on them because they've had me for at least a year, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. So they don't have a sensitive cap anymore. I probably won't pick on the other guys and the other girls because they just don't know me. And you got to have a relationship before you can jump into that. I'll still correct them. I just won't call them out. But I want you to see it's not always pretty, but I just want to be honest. So number 1, I think choosing captains and assistant coaches is really important to getting my team to work hard. Dave Taylor and I disagree on this wholeheartedly. He has no captains. He has a leadership team. Everyone on his team's a leader. I fundamentally don't agree with that. I think the players get to pick one captain, and coaches got to have one captain. You got to have someone in your huddle when you're not there, or your team room when you're not there, when you've just chewed your team out for not doing whatever it was that you want them to do. And when you leave, that sour grape in your team is like, oh my gosh, I can't. And then your captain steps up and has the leadership skills and ability to squash that cancer, right? So I think players get one, coaches get one. That's huge. Then I also encourage on that, like we had a player on our summer team this year, Eden Wells. She wasn't a captain, but she was a leader if you've ever seen one. So we talk about, you don't need a C on your jersey to be the leader. Go out, find out what it is that's your strength, and be the best at it every practice and every game, and lead in that one dimension. And then all of a sudden, by the end of the year, you got kind of like 10 little leaders, right, that lead in their own little individual categories. In some of them, it's like for me, the girl who's like most supportive, right? The one who's always hustling over and picking up teammates. We all know players play better with confidence, right? But you have the two, one to be the liaison between the players to the coach, but the other one to be the liaison from the coach to the players, right? And the one that you can kind of trust and you know has your back. Choosing assistant coaches. This is really important because my feedback is often critical. As a head coach, as an assistant coach, I could find the positives, and I knew that was my role. I assisted Jeremy Gabry for 7 years at Winston Knoll, senior girls basketball, and then on the provincial team for 2 years, and I knew my role, and I was happy to do it. But as a head coach, I don't really think that's my role. So my assistant coaches have to give positive feedback all the time. And we talk about it, and I have a couple of my assistant coaches here today. We are always talking about, I need 3 of your positives for every 1 of my negatives. Partly because you'll see when I give a negative critical feedback, it does not come in a sandwich form. Oh, you did this really well, but you need to do this. It doesn't, it comes with my RBF, like I just got a resting bitch face. That's just what I was given. And then like I'm just naturally really intense. So that all combined, plus you're probably doing something that's frustrating me, that's a perfect storm. Okay, so I need my assistant coaches to give lots of positive feedback, and we are always working on that all the time. That being said, I'd rather have no assistant coach than a bad assistant coach. So I've learned that too. Those years, though, are a little bit trickier, and I probably don't get the same out of my team when I don't have an assistant coach. Finally, my last thing with coaches is I let my head assistant coach be in charge of my subs. 2 reasons. One, in a game, I like to just be in the game. And then I trust that they know what's best for our team. But at the end of the day, I override any sub that they want to make or don't want to make. And we are always talking about, and I've had to make many apologies to like, hey, I'm really sorry that I put my hand in your face to that sub. You know, but I just own it, and they get me, and it's okay. But the other reason for having my assistant coach be in charge of subs, but me getting to override it is, in practices, we all know that kids, you know, they're working hard, and they're like, did coach see that? You know, they're always looking to see if you saw it. Well, isn't it better if you have 2 sets of eyes? Right? Because I am the head coach, but she's in charge of your playing time. So if you're only working harder in front of me, that's only going to do it so far because she's in charge of your playing time. And then ideally, though, or eventually you get to the point where they're internally motivated, but they don't start there. The second part is mental toughness. So often when kids come into a gym, you saw me talking to the girls over there, we talk about removing your sensitive cap. I don't know, I haven't coached boys, so I don't know if they wear them. But the few times that I have coached boys, they're like sensitive sombreros sometimes. So I'd imagine that you want to get them to remove those too. Because it's idealistic at the next level to be able to say things in a positive way. That being said, I'm coaching my 8-year-old girl in RCBA for the first time this year. I am not going to be this person that you see tonight there. We are like high-fiving, we hugged at the end of practice, we literally sang a song in the first one. Like it's just fun, fun, fun. I want them to associate fun with basketball. I never raise my voice. If they walk in the circle, I'm like, oh, come on, Candace, you can hustle. Like, I'm not doing that with these guys. But know your age group. So I know not everyone's coaching high-performance elite athletes, right? So this maybe doesn't apply to everybody. But I do think that you can always get a little bit more out of them than what they think they're capable of. Okay, so mental toughness. I need players, I look for players who are prepared to get up and play in your shorts defense. So I have found that they cannot have an ego to do that. Ego type players are afraid of looking bad, They're afraid of getting beat. And there's one other thing. I don't like ego players. They just can't have an ego. So I don't really like, I don't coach egos well. That'll be one of the things at the end I talk about where I need to improve. Learning how to coach that one, when you have that one stud player and then everyone else just kind of facilitates them. You'll see the first drill that we do is called turn 3 times. And you're gonna see my standard of like get up in their shorts. Because I think sometimes people think they're in their shorts, but like that's not what I'm talking about. And then practicing when you're sick. So I think U15 is the youngest age that I do this. I did it when I coached the dev team 3 years ago, the developmental team. They were typically grade 7s and 8s. And I would say I unintentionally, temporarily turned 2 to 3 girls off of basketball. So you learn the hard way. I never really thought about it until 2 weeks ago. I sat down to like I've had trouble. How do I put into words what I do? And then that came out, and I'm like, do I share that story because it makes me look bad? And I'm like, I got to be honest. That's the only way I know how to be. So they were grade 7 girls, so they were younger in the bunch, and you know, but they were like always not feeling well. You know, like if you let them all never practice or only practice half the time, like how good can I get you to be if you're not practicing? So I would encourage them to practice, right? And few practices, they'd be like run out, puke, and then they'd be like, can I sit on the sideline? And I'd be like, okay, sure, come back when you're ready and you're feeling better, right? But they would sit off on the sideline. Hopefully they get back into the sport. They never came to U15 tryouts this year, so guess we'll see. But also at 13 years of age, they could have chosen another sport, right? Because all kids under 15 should be cross-training. I haven't asked them, just for the record, so I don't know, but I'm assuming that that would have been something. So I would say this age group, so grade 8 and 9, next level athletes, they can take it. Everyone on the team this year, and Sarah, this is your first year with me, and I'd say it was pretty rough in the beginning, but by the end, she's here tonight, right? And so that says something. And then body language is huge for me. So no pouting, no jogging, no standing, with your hands on your, like, you know, like there's a difference between like standing with your hands on your hips and like standing with your hands on your hips, right? So I don't care, and you can talk to Tanner, my team. It doesn't matter what the game is. It doesn't matter what the score is. If you have crappy body language, you will sit on the bench. And I think the earlier you instill that like standard, you don't worry, it doesn't creep into play when games really matter. It's if you kind of let it go, or you're like, oh, was she rolling her eyes at me? I don't want to ask that question ever. If I think you were rolling your eyes at me, we will run. So body language, like it's a whole body language to referees. Don't backchat referees. That's my job. Don't eye roll them. Don't give them like anything. You sit your butt on the bench and you will not play. And 2 years ago, I had a girl who we did quite a bit of this in the summer. And then this year she played for my U15 provincial team, and we did, at the beginning of the season, she apologized for her behavior last year. She told me that she was afraid I was going to cut her because of her attitude. Thought about it. But then kept her, and then she gave me this apology, and I'm like, yeah, that's why I do this job, because I like working with kids. But I think the earlier and the higher your standard is in the season, you don't have to worry about it later on in the season. Everyone knows, and there's no teetering. Even if I was coaching LeBron James. Like, I don't care how good you are, I don't care who you are, you have to have the same standards as everybody else. He probably wouldn't play for me more than like a month, but that's okay. They didn't win an NBA title, so. The little things are, I think, what make, so like when we do a water break, well, you even heard me, The boy who's like a little bit younger than everybody else, right? Like he was, everybody else was jogging in when I called them in, and he was walking, he was like, hey, let's go. Like I just don't know how to not be that person, right? So water breaks, going to get a ball, like whatever it is, you just got to hustle all the time. And then slowly it becomes their habit. And then they're hustling all the time without even thinking about it. And that's what you want, because then it becomes internal. That habitual hustle also helps in timeouts, because you don't have to give the lecture in a timeout. They already know that they're not doing what you want them to do. So you can like, hey, right, let's clean this up, and then talk about something tactical, which will really help them on the court. So like little things like running lines, I hold them accountable. Kids miss lines all the time. And if I want you to touch half court, and you touch there, and then you turn around and back court, and I see that, and I let that go, I'm not holding you to that standard. And I believe, like I get my assistant coaches, watch the lines. Like they're here, like watch that line, watch this line. 2 weekends ago, U13, U15 developmental, we had to run a set of shuttles 3 times. I used to call players out on who missed it because I thought that they think, I don't do that anymore, but I do, if someone misses a line, we'll run it again. And what do you learn? If coach asks you to go to half, go to half. It's a little thing. And then sometimes I think but we still want to be making them like sprint them, right? And hold them accountable so you can time it. But I also often find to get internally motivated, I'll pair them up with someone their own speed. And then the loser has to run another one. That's like how I get them like internally motivated. That also is slowly starting to instill that compete mentality, right? Like everything's a competition in a healthy way, but everything's a competition all the time. I'm getting excited because they're going to do my first drill. It's going to be good. Okay. And then the last one is it starts at tryouts. Like the first time that I see them, we work on 3 things. We work on support, we work on work hard, and compete. And I will talk about those 3 things at the beginning of every practice that they see my face. In the summertime, we'd go 3-a-days, 2-hour sessions, hard, and every practice we talk about supporting, we talk about working hard, and we talk about competing. So supporting is like all the verbal and physical high fives, nice, good pass, good hustle, communication, help side defense, like all that supporting on the court, but also on the bench, right? Body language on the bench. Are you sitting on the bench like this? Are you sitting on the bench like this? Are you disengaged? Because I call players on that too. So if I walk down the bench and you're not engaged in the game, I'll turn around and I'll call you out on that too. Like you got to be in the game. You want to play? Be in the game before you're on the court. And I'd say it probably a little bit more intense than that. Okay, so specific to supporting would be, I often watch the team that loses, and what do they do in that loss in a practice? There's lots of times like, hey, you guys run, you guys lost, you guys won, go over there. You run them when they lose, and then everyone turns, you go and you talk. I like to watch the team that loses, what they do before they run or after they run, and then call them on it. Because the winning teams, what's the winning team always doing? Happy, high-fiving, oh my gosh, that was a great shot, can't believe you hit it, everyone's good, loving, and you're like, the winning team's doing this, and the losing team's doing this. It's when the losing team does this that your team really starts to compete in practices. So I often watch the losing team, and then when they don't support, they'll see a nice side of Bree. I'll come over and I'll be like, hey, you guys just lost. We're gonna play again, I'm not changing teams. You can't be doing this. You gotta be coming together, supporting each other, building each other's confidence, talking about one thing that you're gonna do differently, like you gotta get together. And then, as the season progresses, and you get into what I call them like TSN moments in a game, you know, that TSN turning point. It was like the change of the game. The team goes on a run. If you can hold them to 6, you win the game, but you let them get to 12 and you lost by 4. Trying to minimize your opponent's TSN runs, right? Or like when they're on a 6-0 run, is your team going to do this like they've been doing in practice, or are they going to do this? And you can't expect them to do it in a game when you call a timeout. You have to have it be a habit before that moment happens in a game, and it happens in practice. When they lose a simple little shooting competition, they must come together and support each other. So then so the other thing with, well, I don't know where that falls. I don't know if it falls under supporting here, but like, so for me, the defensive aspect is really where I get my players to play hard. I find that players will always play hard on the offensive end, right? Unless you're a 3-point shooter and that's all you got, you're probably just going to stand in the corner and just wait for kickouts. But if you shoot the ball well enough, you don't have to work that hard. But you always do, like you can be the best shooter in the NBA and you still have to come down to this end of the court and play defense. And so like you need to work hard. So my whole thing is teaching them or trying to get the most out of them on the defensive end, because only one person has the ball. So what are the 9 other players doing? Right? We spend so much time working on one-on-one skills with the ball in your hand. But I really think the good players are good players when the ball's not in their hand. Because there's 4 of them on offense that don't have a ball in their hand. What are they doing to make your offensive system better? And it can be a simple thing as spacing. Right? But defensively, that's half the game. So what are they bringing to the table on that end? And intensity, right? Some of you will call it, right? It's the same thing for me. Getting the most intensity or the most heart. So then the work hard is, offensively, if your game's not going for you, then what? So Maddie, do you remember struggling in Portland as a point guard with pressure? Remember struggling at Nationals with pressure we only had really 1 point guard. So she's handling the ball all the time. Do you remember that? Yes? What's your adjustment as a player when you're struggling offensively with the ball in your hand? I didn't prep her. So if you're struggling with the ball in your hand and I couldn't take you off the court, what?
Calm down.
Yeah. Yeah, so what's something that you could control? What part of your game do you always have control over? Don't know? It's okay. Would you sit? What position would you go on defense if you were struggling? What position would you put yourself in? Yeah. So in transition defense, where would you go? Megan, what is it? Thank you. Jeez. That was painful. So maybe she doesn't know as much as I thought she did. And maybe she forgets, which is a good thing. You don't want to remember your worst game of your career. So, so I can't take her off the court. I got to keep her on. Her at 60% as a point guard was better than anybody else I had on my team as point guard. And we were 4th in the country. So and we only lost to Quebec by 9. Okay, and we were within Ontario 7 points at 4:35 in the 3rd quarter. So this is a legit team. She's running the point. So when she's not doing good, there's nobody else. Her 60% was better than anybody else's 100%. But so I can't take her off the court. So we'd move her to short, which is like a transition where you're just working the ball handler as hard as you can. And then that kind of takes the pressure off scoring, and you can still contribute to the team, right? Because you can't afford to take you off the floor. So the other thing is, I'll try this one. We'll see how this goes. This might just be as crappy. Megan, if you're struggling offensively, what would I tell you to get out and get for me on the court?
Get the ball.
How?
On defense.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do you need to go to get that ball? Because you're probably not going to steal it at Nationals, right? We didn't get a lot of steals. So how can you get the ball in defense? Oh, I need it. See, this is good for me because I swear I drilled this in their head. Anybody? Say louder. get a rebound, right? You always have control over that aspect of your game. That was more of a question, okay? But you can always go to the glass, right? So go get a defensive rebound. Ontario started 5'10" point guard, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". They had a 6'7" girl on the bench that never saw any time. Our tallest player was Rachel Vanderhoof at Luther. She's 6 feet on a good day. So it's not just height. It's like you either want to go get that rebound or you're like going to get it if it comes in your direction. And then the last one, which I think for girls is more of a problem than boys. Boys, like if it's the compete factor in practice. If they have a beef with each other, they're gonna like push it out, get it out, and then it's gone, and then they can like go back to playing again. And I love that. Girls don't do that. Girls will hold on to that for like a 5-year university career. Okay. Heather, I'm gonna pick on you. You're gonna hate this. Heather and I played at the university together. She was a captain when we won a national championship. I full-heartedly believe she is the reason we won a national championship. She was the captain. She was a good one. It wasn't the best team that we played on. Phoebe, you played on that team. That wasn't the best team that we played on, but it was a team that won. We had really great leaders. I was one of the captains the following year. It was a horrible leader. No, I'm not even kidding. I was a horrible leader. But I want my players to be better than I was, so that's okay. But we hated each other in university. Yeah, we're now best friends. It took 10 years of not seeing each other and hanging out to become this way. But I knew I didn't like Heather, but I thought Heather liked me because she is so nice. And she's like, I hated you. And I'm like, why? And I totally knew why. Because we were the same position, so we were always competing against each other. But she didn't, did you know that I didn't like you? Yeah, she knew that I didn't like her. I didn't know that she didn't like me. So, but we're still friends now. We're like best friends. So sometimes girls, in society, we like pit girls against each other and like, oh, girl, okay. I think we can be better than that. So and this is like a little bit centralized to coaching girls, but I know a lot of guys coaching girls. So like, you gotta do a better job of it because it exists. So this compete can't happen in a practice without the support. So getting your team to support each other genuinely and sincerely first will help improve the compete factor in your practice. Giving girls permission to make each other look bad, you need to do that. So they're afraid of doing that. Not on a high school team. I don't recommend it on a high school team. I don't recommend it on an RCBA team because not everybody there is with the same purpose. Half your team's there for the social aspect, and that's why I love high school sport. It's great. Half the people are there because they want to play at the next level and they want to get better, so that's not the environment for this. But at like this elite level, you gotta, even at the U13 age, I'm teaching them to compete against each other. If you can check the ball and pick her pocket on the first dribble, do it every single time. Because she needs to know what a bad ball handler she is without me telling her. Right? So then she has a choice, that athlete. She can go away and work on her ball handling like Coach Burgess has asked her to, or she can keep coming back every week and getting frustrated and she falls out of love with basketball. But I would question, did she ever really love it? Because I love basketball, and if you picked my pocket in the first 2 dribbles of a drill, you would do that one weekend, and I would be a better ball handler the next weekend. So maybe it's good that at 13 years of age, she knows that basketball maybe isn't really her thing like she thought it was, or his thing. So then, respect your teammate, and then I'm not going to use names here, but I coach with 2 coaches, and they don't believe in competition in their practices. And these are good coaches who run successful programs at a very high level. And I am like, what? How do you not have competition in your practices? They don't make their players run when they lose. It's just like you play a game, you won 7, you lost 6, okay, next drill. Well, anybody like myself who likes to compete, not good enough. right? Like that's just not enough. Sometimes the running when I lost was where I did the most thinking. You sucked at that box out, you got beat going to the right, you got a forcer bait. Like those moments are good, and good players will like motivate themselves. But if you're just playing and keeping score and then moving on, and girls also need to learn how to, players need to learn how to fight and compete against each other and then like move on from it. So how do you get better at doing something? You got to practice it. So you got to practice it in practice in a controlled environment where if you sense any animosity, you got to call those players out on it, right? And you got to have that individual little growth talk with that player, but you got to encourage the compete in practice. And then you got to give them permission to make their teammates look bad. The last little thing is just like a little one-off. When I select a team, like this U15 team, I choose the top 9 to 10 best players. But then my 11 and 12 are the best fit for my team, which aren't always the next 2 best players. So sometimes it's 10, 11, 12, sometimes just 11, 12, but they need to make my practices better. So sometimes keeping the most fit person at the tryout is good, because you know they're always going to work hard, right? They're going to make your training off the court better and set your best basketball player. Well, yeah, but you're not the most fit person, so go out and be the most fit person. And then I've started saying to players, as we were at national, I'm like, I have never heard anyone ever say, oh yeah, cut her, she's too fit. Be the most fit player on the court at all times. Do that. You have 100% control of that. So how bad do you want it? Yeah, sure. Yeah. I want to get to practicing with them. I have some things here. It's like developing the person through the game of basketball. It's really important because I truly believe that if you really care about the athletes as people, they will that and believe you when you tell them that that's not your 100%. And I have some things there, and then I'll tell you what I need to work on. I'm not going to go over that because I want them to play. So you guys ready to go in like 30 seconds? Okay. Working with a top 5 player in the country, I struggle getting them to play as intense and as hard both ends of the court, full court man pressure. And I think it's because they often, in order to be that player, have to have a lot of ego. That's that whole afraid of looking bad, not being the best at everything part. And then players who are afraid to play sick. At the beginning of the season this year, I had 2 girls who were sick, and my question to them was, if we were at national championships and we had our first game of the national championships today, would you be too sick to play? No. I'm like, you gotta learn how to play sick. I gotta know what you look like when you're playing sick. And if you practice playing sick, you're gonna get better at playing sick. And by the end of the season, my grade 7 and one of my grade 9s were literally, it turns out it worked out well because they didn't spread the flu to the whole team a week before we went to nationals, but that worked out well, would run out, puke, and then come back into practice. Because if they're sick at nationals, they want to play. And they got to get better at doing it, and I got to know what they look like, right? Are they good enough to play at nationals? Well, I guess we'll see. You'll show me in practice how good are you when you're sick. P.S. My grade 7, stud. Okay, so first drill is called turn 3 times. Okay, so let's get you two, like you guys split up, but I want you guys to start on D. Okay. And just half of you go down there. All 5 of you need a basketball. And you 5, you're going to go down there. You need a basketball. So the drill is the discs are like boundaries in the court. And just like in a game, okay, if their foot or the ball touches the sideline or the cones, the drill stops there. They need to turn their opponent 3 times before the length of the floor. And they need to do that to 3 people. So I've had players go through a line twice. Mental toughness, and teaches your teammates, like I've gone through the line twice, I'm super exhausted. Does my teammate take it easy on me? If they do, her and I are gonna have a chit chat, because you're not gonna make it me any better by taking it easy on me, right? So, you guys ready to go? So who's up first? Sarah? Okay, who's up first here on D? Okay, so I'm just gonna coach it. I'm just gonna show you what I'm like as a coach. Offensive players, you wanna get from baseline to baseline with as few change of direction dribbles as you can. So a hezzy doesn't count as a change of direction dribble, okay? So she's gonna try and turn you, make you cross over, go around your back as many times as possible. You wanna try and go from baseline to baseline without going. Yep. Tweet, hold up. So here's the sideline, yes? Here's the sideline. Can you dribble out of bounds in the game? No. If your foot or the ball touches you're out of bounds. So there's one turn right there. Okay, here we go, Maddie. Right here, you start right here. Yep. Right, Sarah! Out of bounds, yeah, you went out of bounds right there. Don't quit. Take your jog, take your break. Think about what you're differently. Out of bounds, right here, there's two. All these cones here? Yeah, okay. It's all good, it's all good. Gonna make one more, get to the baseline. Hey, he went out of bounds, but I'm not gonna give it to him. Hey, you gotta stay in bounds, okay? No, walk back. You don't need to turn him right there. Where do you need to beat him in order to get your third turn?
Two. Like where he wants
One,
to go.
two. Where do you need to make that turn by? Do you need to make it by half? Where do you get to?
Okay.
Beat him to that spot. Don't beat him to that spot. Beat him to that spot and turn him down there. Work smarter. It's okay. What are you gonna do? I know. Maddie just said to me, I lost 3 times in a row. I never lose 3 times in a row. It's a great drill for her. Okay. Okay, here we go. What are you gonna do? Active hands, beat him to the spot. Beat him to the spot, get to the spot, out of bounds right here. 1. Hands back. Don't run with them, beat him to the spot. Yeah, twice is good. Yeah. Okay, Megan, you're up. Have you done it twice yet or only one? Turn 2 people. Nice, good. There's one. Get this guy going to what hand? Which hand do you think he wants? Yeah, so start him going to your left. Nice. Hands off, hands off. Nice, 2. Right away, turn it right away. Nice, 3, good. Up next. Think about speed and spacing. Play to spots. Sprint! Don't stop, all the way. Nice. What hand did he beat you with right off the get-go? Yeah, and then beat you with what hand?
Right.
You got to know that when you check the ball.
Yeah.
He's going to beat me the full length of the floor. What hand's he going to do it with?
Right.
His non-dominant.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yep. Sprint, get up here, don't quit, Bryn, all the way! Nice. What hand did he beat you with? If he's going to beat me full court, he's going to his left hand. Yeah? Okay. So he's going to go left, and don't try and turn him at this green tee. Turn him here. Okay, so as soon as he puts the ball on the ground, beat him to this spot right here. And then right off that, you know you got to turn and you got to start running back. Okay? Hey, you can't jog that. Because in a game, that's a layup. You have to sprint that all the way to the baseline. Yeah, get him going left. Get him going left. Left, that's it. Nice, there's one. Force him left, right there. That's it, Bryn. Nice. Make her go, make her go. That's it. 2, one more. Get her go. Get her to go there. Get her to go there. She hasn't crossed over. Force. Nice. 3. Good job, Bryn. Have you turned one person in? Okay, so Bryn, is that 2 people? Just one? Good. That's it, all the way. Good. So you shaded him to the right. In full court, I'm gonna force him.
Okay.
So I'm not gonna play, so I'm gonna play off of him enough that he can't beat me on my high foot.
Okay.
But I'm actually gonna force.
Okay.
So right now, I'm already ready to go. As soon as he puts the ball on the ground, I can go to my sprint right away. You shaded. Yeah, you gotta drop and then run. So if I force too quickly, he'll attack my high foot, right? So get off, so he can't beat me on a high foot, but like get that force going.
Okay.
Okay, to his left. He can only go left. And then you're in a sprint. You're in a sprint to like the second green tee here.
Okay.
Is that 3? Okay, so somebody who I haven't coached, you know the drill. Step up, play D. Nice. Good. So you guys help him if he dribbles out of bounds or on the line, you call him on it. Nice. That's it. 1. Sprint! Turn him! Nice. So you can walk, it's okay. So when you got to here, you stayed like this, and then he went on a full sprint. When you get to here, you know he's got to go that way, so you got to turn. You can't do this while he's running forward, right? Nice, out of bounds. 3. Nice work, Megan. Support her. Good job. Nice. Okay, somebody else. Step up, play D. Out of bounds, right there. So I would be really mad at everybody else in the line. Hey, you got to help him in the line. If he goes out of bounds, help him right there. Are they going to be in the drill, right? If someone dribbles on the line. Good hustle. We good with this drill? This is my #1 drill for teaching intensity. Okay, and I don't allow the soft check. You know your post is checking it to your guard, so they do the check from here. No, you gotta get up there. Nice, there's 1. Good job. Nice, Hezzy. Nice. Yeah, you can't. So if he was my player, I would have been very mad at him for quitting the drill right there. Okay, so let's pause that drill. So can you guys pick up the cones for me, please? That was good. The intensity was okay. Okay. Thank you. All right. So next drill. Yeah, thanks. Okay. So this next drill, we're going to do chase layups to full court 101. When you shoot your shot, my only standard is you cannot turn your back on the ball, or we'll stop the drill and everyone runs. We won't really run today, but that's what I would say. Okay? So if you shoot the ball and it goes in, you cannot turn and run. You must get up in their shorts and play full court 101. Okay? All right, so let's come to half. And I just want like a mix and match who you play against. We're going to go left-handed. I think everybody in this gym needs to work on their left hand. So front foot is on half if you're on offense. Hey, don't talk talky. Okay, front foot is on half. Back foot, sorry, on O. Back foot. Defense, front foot is at half. Okay? No fouls. If you foul, you got 5 burpees down there. As soon as if Maddie can get her own rebound, you go up with it and score. Okay? As soon as you get the ball, whether it goes through or you get a rebound, you're going full court 101 to the other end of the floor, and you're playing defense. Inner court defense. So you guys want to just slide off for a little bit. I'm going to clap. Okay, ready? Nice hustle, Bryn. Go, Bryn, go, Bryn! Sprint, sprint, Turner, Turner! Nice. Turner! Very good, Maddie, feet, Maddie, feet! Good job, Sarah. Get and go, Sarah. Get and go. That's it, Megan. Turn. Feet, 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 feet. Nice. Good job. Get the rebound if he misses. Get the rebound. Nice. Get up, get up. That's it. Feet, feet, feet. Nice. Get up, Bundy. Turn him. Oh, shoot. Hey, you know what? You got to wait till I clap. So you're going to want to keep your shoes on in this drill. Okay. Okay, cheaters. We'd run for this. Not today, but for not listening and knowing what the rules are. This, I would compare this moment. She's like, why'd I come out? Okay. I would compare this moment to, you've been sitting on the bench for a quarter. I'm going to give you your 2.5 minute shift, and you're going to go out on the floor and not know what we're doing. You're going to come off in 30 seconds. Okay, so how do they get bad at that? Because we allow that in our practices. She's not in, I'm so sorry. Okay? She's also like grade 9, right? She's like, oh my God, I hate high school. Okay, you're doing good. I'm just going to pick on you for a little bit. Just take that sensitive cap off. Okay, so you got to get them in the game, teach them to be engaged in the game so it becomes a habit, so that in a game you don't have to be worried about your bench. You can be worried about the people on the floor. And you know, what's your name? Tegan. When I put Tegan on, Tegan's going to be in the game because she's been embarrassed by Coach Burgess once and she hates the feeling. Agreed? So she will listen every time I talk again. Okay? So, yeah, that's the clap. That's it, Tegan, sprint, get the rebound if he misses. Nice hustle. Go, Tegan, go, Tegan. Not a girl. Not a girl. Pick it if you can. Pick her pocket if you can. She shows you. Nice. Nice. Good job, Tegan. Nice. Don't foul. Go, go, go. Get up in the shorts. Freeze. So, freeze. So, I wouldn't accept that. I want, ball goes over there. Okay, ball comes over here. He goes and gets it. And I want this. Pick up the ball. I want him waiting in his shorts. Okay? In his shorts. Work hard. Here we go. That's it. Nice. Yes. Turn him again. Turn him again. Nice. Nice. D. Ready? That's it. Get in and go. Get in and go. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Don't quit. Don't quit. Beat him. All the way. Nice hustle. Got to get the rebound, though. Are we good with this drill? Yeah? Okay. Say it again.
What kind of drill?
Oh, this is chase layups to full court 101. Okay. You guys having fun yet? Tegan is. Okay. Okay, last drill. Let's go. Girls, you're one team. Tegan, you got a pretty stacked team, so come over here, be one.
Lads.
Okay. So boys, they aren't on your team. Okay. So just know that. And then you two on separate teams. You two on separate teams. Hey Tanner, do you have pennies?
I go back to ways.
Oh yeah, perfect. You go there. You go there. You go there. You go there. And you go there. So this last drill is 3-on-3 continuous with full court pressure. All right. So when I what's his name? Because he plays great defense. What's your name? Abraham? So you saw you saw the defense Abraham can play. So why is he not doing it? Right? Someone has that in him. But we would have ran for that. So we would just run like a chop, which is like half back, full back. Something not with the punishment of running, but with the purpose of stopping the bad habit and not just letting him do it one more time. So we would have stopped, we'd have ran for that, and I said, you got to get up in the shorts, we're going to run all day, and I'd rather play instead of run. So not like a full shuttle or anything, but just something that stops the habit. Okay, so here's how the drill works. You're going to play 3-on-3 continuous. So pennies over there. You guys grab pennies. You guys go grab the other color of pennies. Yeah. You guys are going to be yellow and green. Okay, so it's 3-on-3. Boys, can you put on pennies and listen? Boys. See, that's why I couldn't coach boys. Okay. Hey, eyes on coach. Put your penny on while you're looking at me. Okay. So you're going to play 3-on-3. And then once defense gets the ball off a missed rebound or a missed shot rebound or a score, you got to take it out of bounds. The offensive team is going to play defense to the yellow line. Okay? So you can trap, triple team, shoot gaps, whatever you want to the yellow line. The other team needs to be toes on the yellow line, waiting to pick them up. You understand? Nod your head if you understand my standards. Yes? Yes? Okay. So you start with the ball. 3 green out. Shirts, toes on the yellow line, 3 players out. We'll sub on the sideline. Okay? And when you're waiting on the yellow line, you can sub. Yep. Okay? So you're going to be a sub. Come be a sub. So you only got 3. Maddie's not impressed if she doesn't get a play. She's like, I didn't come out here to sit on the sideline. So green will go down on O. Whether if you miss, you're on D. If you score, you're going to be on D to half. And then you're kind of out of the drill. But you're out of the drill, green, waiting on this yellow line for shirts to come back down against you. When you're waiting on the yellow line, pick somebody and sub in for them. Just pick anybody. Go up and be like, I got you. Take them off. Be on there. Be ready to go. Good? We're going to play game to 3. Yeah.
If green gets a steal, can we go score again and then if you
Yes. Yes. We're going to play game to 3. 2s and 3s. And 1 point for offensive rebound. Teaches the team to be better boxer outers. I don't think that's a word. If you get your team to crash the glass better. Box out! Go get it! Get up, Trapper! Nice, good pressure! Yes! Nice, good hustle. Go! Nice! Yes! Done. On the green line, on the yellow line right here.
So then you guys.
Nice cut. Finish the cut, Megan. Nice. D up. Trap. Nice. Trap that. Steal that, Sarah. Come on, Sarah. Nice. Yes. Good job. Green ball on the baseline. Get up, shirts. Trap right here. Done. Shirts are done. Shirts right here. On the yellow. Get ready. Tuck checks. Box out. Go get it. D up. Come on. Bring it back middle for a trap. Trap that, boys. Yes. Nice take. Nice. Go. Tweet. Red ball right here. Can't play. Do you guys know why I have the yellow lines in place? If we go half court, then we can get a head-on-head collision. So defense, you got to be more spatially aware. When you get to the yellow side line, you literally need to just stop. Okay? All right, go. So watch the girls when they're done, if they support each other after that really bad offensive experience where they left each other. D up, come on, Tegan. Get in the short, Tegan, you got support. Nice support, Maddie. Hey, good job. Good support, Maddie. Good support, Sarah. Okay, freeze. Are we good? Coaches, good? Okay, hey, high five everybody. Good job. Questions? I would have liked to have seen that drill end. I didn't think the offensive point for offensive rebounds, I'm tired of yelling out, box out. So I saw it from Dave Taylor. I said, how do you get your teams, because they just always dominate on the offensive stat sheet. And he said, I give points in scrimmages for offensive rebounds because then it forces the other team to box out. Like, brilliant. First good thing I've ever heard Dave Taylor say. Okay, well, I'm done then. Okay, thanks. You guys have been a great audience. Yeah, question.
On the first drill.
Turn 3 times?
Yeah.
Yep.
How do you switch out if they're?
Really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but if you only go through with three or 4 defenders, then
So,
I was too scared to ask.
no,
Nah, just kidding. Didn't want to make. Nah, just kidding.
so I will sometimes go post and guards, right? So then typically that player tends to be a larger person, right? So sometimes you'll have a swing player, so like both Megan and Bryn, so tape around her knees and red shorts. They're like a 3-4, but if they get in a drill where they're all against Maddies, they'll never turn them 3 times. And I don't need them to because they aren't gonna be guarding that person. So I'll sometimes let them take shifts with the posts. So I will purposely split up the groups. But then sometimes I've even, because I have coached it where like you just don't have someone who can do it, right? I let them go through the line twice and then we're just done. And I'm okay with that. Because sometimes just, if you're really, really tall, that isn't your, like that drill's horrible and that's not your strength. And maybe you're not athletic. So sometimes in Saskatchewan we get that big 6'2" girl, but she's like, you know, thick too. So 2 times through the line, and I'm good with that unless I'm not getting the intensity that I want. Then I'll like halfway through the drill and be like, hey, we're gonna go through this line twice, or you're gonna go till you do it 3 times. You decide. But if I see you walk like that again, you're going till you turn 3 times. Yeah. And if I only have 20 minutes in the drill and she never does it, I think the message is really clear. You know, someone will be like, Coach, I haven't gone yet. I'm like, we don't have time. So like 2 other girls don't get a go because Skippy refused to work hard and couldn't do the drill, right? So if you can't do the drill, it's one thing, but if you're not gonna work hard in the drill, well, that's not great. Great question though. Anything else?
On your layup drill, why do you tell them not to foul? Is it to stop so the defense doesn't foul?
No, because I want to make...
There's no pressure on the O when they're doing that straight layup.
Right. Would you guys say that you felt pressure in the chase layup? Yeah. I think there is pressure. There's just not in your face pressure. But I think that person, you know, you can feel them coming from behind you is like enough pressure. The reason I say not to foul is because I don't want to give up easy. I don't want to send people to the line for free shots. So I want to contest it. I want to make it as difficult as possible, but I'm not giving you a free shot. So if we foul on that, because that's like an example of they already have the advantage on you. So I don't expect you to be able to get in front of them, right? I just expect you to make it as difficult a shot as possible.
You're encouraging intensity anyways out of the defensive player, right?
Yeah.
You get there.
Yeah.
Do everything you can without having to bail out with a foul, right?
Yeah. Good question though. Very good. Makes me think. So that's how I know it's a good question. Yeah.
When you stop to make them run, would you make like just that one player run?
No, I'd make the whole team run. That being said though, one of the worst things I, as a player, was when we'd shoot free throws. And if you missed your free throw, everybody else ran for your miss but you. That was the worst punishment for me as a player. So like you want to talk about pressure free throws, make everybody else run but the person who missed the free throw. It's a good tip. But everyone runs. Because in the whole, why am I punishing everybody? Because I'm pretty sure that when they weren't getting up and in, if everybody else would have been yelling, what's his name again? Abraham, get up, get up, get up, get up. I think the intensity in the gym would have made, he would have like eventually got up, but nobody else was bringing that either, right? We didn't have that as a group, so we're all responsible for that lack of intensity. KG breaks. On time. Hey, awesome. Good job. Good intensity. Very good. Good job. Love the D. Thank you. Nice. Good leadership. Saw you hustling. Good job. Love that. I feel like you had fun. Did you have fun? Yeah. Okay, good. Good job, Tegan. You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, Tegan. It was a good learning moment, though, Tegan. Good learning moment. You just had to be on the end of it. That's all. Okay. I really